In life, we often encounter cloudy days, moments when the clouds seem never to clear and the light feels distant. Have you ever stopped to think about how difficult it is to navigate through storms? Many times, the daily struggle makes us feel alone, as if we are swimming against the current. But just like a boat that finds shelter in a safe harbor, we can find comfort and protection in faith. It is in this space of vulnerability that God reveals himself as our refuge. Have you ever felt lost in the midst of the storm? Remember, you are not alone. There is a greater force that accompanies us, even in the most difficult moments. When we face challenges, doubt can seep into our hearts, making us question if we are truly seen and heard. But in Psalms 139, verses 1 through 4, we find a powerful truth. Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, Lord, you know it completely. This passage reminds us that our struggles are not unknown. God's knowledge of us is deep and comprehensive, and this should bring us immense comfort. He knows every tear we shed and every battle we face, yet he continues to love us unconditionally. Lord, I come to you seeking forgiveness. I recognize that many times I have doubted your love and care. I have felt fear and allowed anxiety to take hold of my heart. I ask for your forgiveness for not fully trusting in you and for letting difficulties discourage me. Your mercy is infinite, and I trust that as I turn to you, I will find the forgiveness and renewal I so desperately need. Lord, today I come before you with a grateful heart. I thank you because even in the storms, you are my anchor. Thank you for being with me every step of the way, for hearing my pleas, and for never abandoning me. Your presence is a comfort that strengthens me and gives me hope. May I always recognize your deeds and praise you for your infinite goodness. I am grateful for the blessings I often don't notice, for the small moments of joy that bring light to my day. Thank you for reminding me that even when the path is difficult, you are by my side, guiding me with love and wisdom. May I always carry gratitude in my heart, recognizing that each day is a gift and each challenge is an opportunity to grow in faith and trust in you. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you, 1 Peter 5:7. This passage invites us to an act of surrender, reminding us that we don't have to carry life's burdens alone. By casting our worries onto him, we can feel the weight lifted. As we reflect on this, we realize that it is not just an invitation but a promise. God cares for us. He is attentive to our struggles and invites us to trust. Why is it so difficult to let go of our anxieties? Often, we hold on to them as if they were a part of us. But the truth is, when we give our worries to him, we find peace and relief. It is a powerful reminder that when we surrender to God, he is able to transform our anxieties into trust. May we always remember that he cares for us and is ready to help. The story of Job is a profound example of faith in the midst of adversity. This righteous man faced unimaginable losses, his possessions, his children, and his health. Yet, even in the midst of such suffering, Job never lost his faith. He questioned, lamented, and expressed his pain, but he always turned to God, seeking answers. In Job 38, verse 2, God responds, "Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge?" This reminds us that even when we don't understand, God's sovereignty remains. Job teaches us that faith is not the absence of doubt, but the persistence in seeking God, even when everything seems lost. His story inspires us not to give up, to stand firm, knowing that God is working in us and through us. Like Job, we can find strength in our vulnerability, trusting that difficulties are part of a larger plan, where our faith can shine even more brightly. Lord, at this moment, I come to you in supplication. And life has been challenging, and sometimes I feel like I can't bear it anymore. Help me find the strength to face the storms that come my way. May I see your hand guiding me even in the hardest times. Renew my hope and give me the courage to continue trusting in your plans, even when I cannot see the future. May I always remember that in you, I find shelter and comfort. In a small village, there was a woman who always dreamed of opening a flower shop. Every day, she would wake up early to tend to her small garden, where she cultivated the most beautiful flowers she could find. Over time, she saved enough to open her own business. But shortly after the grand opening, A fierce storm destroyed her garden and damaged her shop. Desperate, she felt at the bottom of the pit, thinking of giving up on her dream. During those dark days, she began to remember how God had always been by her side, even in difficult times. So she decided to start over, replanting her flowers with love and hope. Over time, her garden blossomed again, and with it, her faith was strengthened. She learned that even when circumstances seem impossible, perseverance and faith can bring surprising results. Thus, her shop became a symbol of hope for the community, showing that with determination and trust, we can overcome any storm. In Romans chapter 8, verse 28, it is written, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." This passage invites us to reflect on how, even in the most difficult situations, there is a greater purpose being formed. It can be challenging to understand how our struggles can result in something good, but this promise assures us that God is actively working in our lives. When we look at our challenges in this light, we can find comfort and strength. When we face difficulties, it's important to remember that we are not alone on this journey. Each difficulty can be an opportunity for us to grow and draw closer to God. He is our ally, and his promises are firm, assuring us that even in tribulations, he is shaping our character and our faith, preparing us for something greater to come. Lord, at this moment, I surrender all my worries and challenges to you. I recognize that many times I carry burdens that I cannot bear. Therefore, I decide to offer you each of my anxieties and fears, knowing that you have the power to transform them into peace and hope. Help me to trust fully in your plans, even when I cannot see the way ahead. May I feel your presence by my side as I surrender every detail of my life to you, trusting that you are taking care of me. Jesus teaches us in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30, that we should go to him when we are weary and burdened. He invites us to find rest in his presence, promising that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. This is a message of welcome and compassion, where we are reminded that we do not need to carry life's burdens alone. When we turn to him, we find relief and renewal. This lesson from Jesus is a guide for the times when we feel lost and without direction. He offers us a path of peace, a space where we can be honest about our struggles and receive the comfort we so desperately need. By accepting his invitation, we begin to understand that even in difficulties, we can find a greater purpose that propels us forward with faith. Now, Lord, I come to you with a heart full of petitions. I ask you to watch over those who are facing difficulties similar to mine. May they feel your comforting presence in their lives, finding the strength they need to carry on. Allow each of us to know that we are never alone in our struggles and that in you, we find hope and renewal. Remember that even in difficult times, God is always with us, knowing each of our struggles and encouraging us to persevere. May his grace strengthen and guide us in every step. If this message touched your heart, say amen in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, like, and share this video. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any message that can bring hope and renewal to your life. May the Lord's blessings be upon you and your family today and always.